Hey guys, it's Kyle. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing another Roblox theory video, and I know I've recently done a theory video, but I've got a lot of theories after the new map docks, so just expect a lot of new theory videos. But this theory video is about the Eye of Insolence, Markus, and Pony, because I know a lot of people have been a bit worried about Pony and wondering, is Pony infected or not, because if you guys didn't know, Pony did get attacked by Markus in the chapter docs, so I'm going to be talking about that today. Also, Creekcraft did a similar video to this. I was planning this video pretty much since the chapter docs came out, since I started theorizing when the chapter docs came out, but Creekcraft made a similar video to this, and part of this theory is inspired by part of Creekcraft's theory, because it just kind of backs up my theory. I can't even talk theory even more. And I'll let you know when that part is when I get to it. So just so you know. So if you look at the chapter docs bot Markus, there's a couple things that stand out that are obvious. For one, he's a farmer, and two, he's got the Eye of Insolence, but there's also things that don't stand out as much. He's got a black, kind of black flesh sort of spreading around his head that Cola, the bot in Factory, Cola also has that, and he also doesn't have any infected pupil. The reason why I say he doesn't have any infected pupil is because, as far as we know, the Eye of Insolence actually isn't an infected pupil, because the Eye of Insolence basically represents Mr. Stitchy controlling them, or the Eye of Insolence controlling them. It's not actually something you get if you get attacked, or something that represents what you did before you were infected or whatever. Because if you look at Markus, the only pupil he's got is the Eye of Insolence, and technically the Eye of Insolence, I guess, isn't really a pupil, but you know what I mean. And on his other eye is just pure black. It doesn't have any pupil, any other colored pupil, unlike Cola, who's got the Eye of Insolence and a green pupil, a green infected pupil. Since Markus doesn't have an infected pupil, that basically means he's not infected, meaning that Pony isn't infected either, because to become infected via contact from a Piggy attacking you or something, that Piggy or whatever animal that's attacking you has to be infected. Plus Markus did stab Pony with the pitchfork, but I think that weapons do count as kind of attacking someone and turning them infected, because pretty much almost all Piggies and skins and stuff have some kind of weapon, and that's what they attack you with. So I don't think it really matters that he didn't actually punch him or scratch him. Also, this is the part that's inspired by Creekcraft's theory, but in this chapter, we always call Markus a thing or a creature. I've noticed that sometimes when Pony's kind of saving us for a couple seconds and then gets attacked by Markus, he sometimes says, "What is that thing? Get away from that," or something like that. And Creekcraft said in his video that in the book, which I didn't actually notice because for a little while it wouldn't, there was a bug that wouldn't allow me to get the pages for the docs chapter. Now I can, but he said that in the book, in the page for the chapter docs in book 2, it says creature chasing us, but normally they say infected. Now it kind of doesn't really make sense that Pony says, "What is that thing?" because it's clearly, I don't know, a moose or something. It's not something new. But our character, as far as we know, the player, doesn't know what the Eye of Insolence is, or has seen the Eye of Insolence but doesn't know of Mr. Stitchy. So possibly the reason why they say creature and thing is because it doesn't actually have an infected pupil. It's not actually infected, it just has an Eye of Insolence. Also, the new shadow creature in chapter 9. Is it chapter 9 now? Wow. Anyways, the shadow creature may have infected Markus or could have grabbed him to let Mr. Stitchy take control of them. The reason why I say could have grabbed is because for the trap, if you have the trap for the shadow creature and you place it, it doesn't kill anyone. It just grabs someone so that you can kill them. So possibly the shadow creature kind of works for Mr. Stitchy and grabs like any non-infected so that Mr. Stitchy can come over and take control of them or something. Or maybe the creature does some kind of power thingy where he basically makes it so that animal or person or whatever is under the control of the Eye of Insolence or Mr. Stitchy. Also, Cola also has black stuff, black flesh around her or his head. I'm not sure if I said that in the beginning of the video when I was talking about Cola, but possibly the reason why Markus and Cola have like black infected flesh is because they're basically special in a way. Like they're part of some other kind of group or they were infected some other way or something like that. Possibly they have that kind of flesh because of the shadow creature, or Mr. Stitchy took over them before they got infected, because we know that Markus isn't infected, but maybe Cola wasn't infected when he actually, or she, I'll just say he because that's easier, when he got like taken over by Mr. Stitchy and then got infected while being controlled by Mr. Stitchy. I don't know. Also, Cola has the Eye of Insolence as well, so that kind of backs up the fact that they could be like some other kind of group or something. There's also these new kind of notes in chapter 9 where it's basically, it has the same texture as the Mr. Stitchy notes, but it isn't the same color, and the regular notes don't have any texture. It's just smooth plastic or plastic, something like that, and then it's white. So these are new kinds of notes that are scattered around in chapter 9, and I think they're from Markus, or at least some of them. The reason why they're different textured is because it's talking about the Eye of Insolence, but the Mr. Stitchy notes seem to actually be talking about Mr. Stitchy and kind of giving some backstory on Mr. Stitchy and stuff, but it wasn't necessarily talking about the Eye of Insolence. So I just wanted to say that as part of the theory because that's kind of something new that I noticed. So I just decided to add that in. Also, this isn't entirely related to Markus or the Eye of Insolence, but this is just some kind of side theory that I didn't really think about, but I did kind of notice and thought was a bit strange. But the bot in ship, I can't remember what his name is, has like sort of flesh, like some skin taken off, and then you can see flesh, and he's got an eye missing. And that's kind of the same for Piggy. Like Piggy is a zombie, of course, and is missing some skin or flesh or something. So what if maybe like if you turn infected in some kind of way, or if you're infected for too long, or like you're locked away, kind of like the ship members were, something like that, you're stuck somewhere, you're locked away, maybe you slowly turn into a zombie. I don't know, just some kind of side theory. I'm not sure if it's true or not. I just decided to add that in because I was kind of curious about that. I wasn't sure why the bot in ship is missing an eye and missing some flesh or whatever. Also, I think this is also like another side theory, but I think the ship NPCs that you can awaken, and same for the bot, are maybe blind because they hold out their hands acting like they're like feeling for something so they don't run into a wall or something. Unless maybe it's just because I don't have the graphics thingy on. It's on low, so maybe it's just super dark, but the players seem to be fine, and same for Willow, so maybe they're blind. I'm not sure why, but I was just kind of wondering why, if they are blind, why the whole crew's blind or something. Just decided to add that in. But that's basically it for my theory. I'll just give a quick overview. Basically, Markus isn't infected, he's just being controlled by Mr. Stitchy. So maybe he's like fully controlled by Mr. Stitchy, but if you're also infected, since you don't have control of your body when you're infected, maybe you're like, maybe Mr. Stitchy half controls you if Mr. Stitchy is controlling you. Also, Markus can teleport. That's something new, but possibly Mr. Stitchy, like if he's controlling an animal or an infected or whatever. And I guess I can't say controlling an infected since Markus isn't actually infected, but if something's being controlled by Mr. Stitchy, maybe they can teleport, or maybe the reason why only Markus can teleport is because he's, I guess, fully controlled by Mr. Stitchy since he's not actually infected. So basically, Markus isn't infected, he's just being controlled by Mr. Stitchy, meaning that Pony will be fine. He might have like a stab wound or something since he was hit with a pitchfork, but he's not gonna become infected unless something else like infects him. Also, it'd be kind of weird to infect Pony when we're trying to save Zizzy and Zizzy's already infected. But anyways, also I've got a bunch of theories that I haven't done but I did completely plan out a while ago that I can still do but aren't relevant anymore. So let me know if you want me to do those, like is Draffy gonna survive, and I can't remember what the other ones were, but let me know if I should do the theories for a theory video, like on ones that I could still technically do but aren't that relevant anymore. And yeah, expect some more theory videos, like for example what the next map will be and stuff like that. And yeah, bye guys.